Hi, I'm Alyssa Conway, here with Petfood Forum TV with Dave Bolen, CEO of the Bolen Group. Dave, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
You've just presented to the Petfood Forum audience, sharing your insights on how pet food manufacturers and marketers can partner with pet retailers to build their business. Can you please describe your background in pet retailing?
Sure. I've been in, first of all, I've been a retailer my entire life, some 47 years, but I've been in the pet category for the past 9. 5 years as the chief merchant at Petco, and 3 years as president and CEO of Pet Supplies Plus, and in the past year as CEO of the Bolen Group.
Thank you. So what do retailers want and need from pet food companies to succeed?
So my opinion is that retailers want a strategic partner. Retailing is changing dramatically in many, many channels, and retailers are looking for a partner that can really help them think through how they're going to grow the industry in the future and how they can work together to improve the profitability performance of the retailers that they serve.
And what would most retailers say is the biggest opportunity for pet food companies to increase shelf space and sales?
That's an easy question. It's performance. So in my observation, suppliers that come in and that have really done their homework and understand how their sales per square foot, how their profit per square foot, how they're bringing in new customers, and how they're performing versus the store and versus the competition, and then creating strategies to improve that performance. That's what's going to get a retailer's attention. For retailers just asking for more shelf space without having a lot of statistics, a lot of numbers, and forecasts in terms of what can happen, it's going to be very difficult to get additional shelf space.
And what about from the consumer's point of view? What do you think pet owners are looking for from pet retailers and companies?
So I think there's two broad things I see. The first is they'd like pet food companies to make pet food a bit simpler. Trying to go online and research all the different pet foods and all the different sub-brands under the pet foods, going in the stores and reading labels can be overwhelming for a customer. And customers are really looking for some simplification to make that process easier, and they're looking for quality. Pet food recalls, one is one too many, and the quality needs to be just understood and guaranteed.
And what do you think is the biggest threat facing the pet industry now?
So interesting, one of the themes of my talk was that I think the biggest threat is actually our own success. We've been very successful as an industry, over the past 20 years with consistent growth year over year. And in retail, there's a number of examples of other retailers that have been very successful, but then because they didn't anticipate change in the future, they weren't in front of it, and they really ended up losing out in the long run. So I think we need to celebrate our past success, but look very candidly at some of the forces shaping America in the future and ensure that retailers and suppliers alike have a combined strategy to ensure that we can continue the great growth that we've seen in this industry.
How is pet retailing changing, and what does this mean for pet food companies?
So there's a lot of changes in pet retailing. Over the past year, we've seen a pretty strong emergence of online with some pretty aggressive price points on the natural and super premium foods. We're seeing a very changing demographic in the U.S. The boomers are beginning to not replace some pets. The millennials are becoming the new generation that it's really all about. And so all these different forces could shape the future of the pet industry. And again, I think it's so important that the suppliers and the retailers have very candid conversations about what these different changes mean and adopt strategies that ensure success for the future.
Awesome. Thank you for your time, Dave.
Thanks.